Even when I can't feel it, you're working. You never stop, you never stop working. You never stop working. Even when I can't see it, you're working. Even when I can't feel it, you're working. You never stop working. Yes, Jesus, you never stop. Waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness. My God, that is who you are. We're gonna call you Waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness. My God, that is who you are.
God's good. His presence is real. And it's just amazing. I think back over my life and I say at the altar, come down, repent, God forgive me, change me, help me, walk with me through life. And that means so much. And that's why it's easy to praise Him. It's easy to love Him. And you get excited about who He is because I know who He is. And He's just good. He's good. So we'll take up an offering. If you have to give, that's great. If you don't, that's all right too.
It's good to be here. I remember when God first came into my life, I was suffering from anxiety and depression and thought I wasn't going to be able to make it. I couldn't even go outside. But one morning, that all changed. Jesus came into my life. It's like the sun was opened up. That's been the best day of my life. Abraham prayed for the day God would give him a son. Blessed Isaac was his name. Greatest gift he'd ever known. Then came the day. Who would have dreamed God would say, "You gotta give me back to me." On this mountain, you will prove that it's not your Isaac that He wants, He's wanting you. When I laid my Isaac down with a broken heart, but my Father's proud. And on this altar, here He lays, just to find it wasn't Him God wanted me. Now most of us, I dare to say, with God and Isaac standing in God's way. But it's on this altar you will prove that it's not your Isaac that He wants, He's wanting you. it's on this altar God will prove that it's not your Isaac that He wants. He's wanting you. When I lay my Isaac down with a broken heart, but my Father's proud. And on this altar you will prove that it's not your eyes that God wants. He's wanting you. I had to lay a lot of stuff down at the altar when I first got saved. Even when I was saved, I still had to lay stuff down. All the burdens, all the stuff that was in the way of the cross that I couldn't see, I had to lay down. That's what God did. That's what Abraham had to do to prove to God His faith. And that's what we got to do. We got to lay our Isaacs down. All of our burdens, all of our stuff that's in our way to see the cross, we got to lay down. I'm going to sing another one if that's okay. He counts the stars, one and all. He knows how much sand is on the shore. He sees every sparrow that falls. Made the mountains and the seas. He's in control of everything. All creatures great and small. And He knows my name. Every step that I take, every move that I make, every tear that I cry, and He knows my name. When I'm overwhelmed by the pain, I can't see the light of day. I know I'll be just fine, 'cause He knows my name. I don't know what tomorrow may bring. I can't tell you what's in store. I don't know a lot of things. I don't have all the answers to the questions of life, but I know in whom I have believed, and He knows my name. Every step that I take, every move that I make, every tear that I cry, and He knows my name. When I'm overwhelmed by the pain, I can't see the light of day. I know I'll be just fine, 'cause He knows my name. Don't know what tomorrow may bring. I can't tell you what's in store. I don't know a lot of things. I don't have all the answers to the questions of life, but I know in whom I have believed, and He knows my name. Every step that I take, every move that I make, every tear that I cry, and He knows my name. When I'm overwhelmed by the pain, I can't see the name. Every step that I take, every move that I make, every tear that I cry, and He knows my name. When I'm overwhelmed by the pain, I can't see the light of day, I know I'll be just fine, 'cause He knows my name.
Amen.
If you'll turn with me in 2 Corinthians chapter 1, we read from there. God's good. The Bible says, and our hope of you is steadfast, knowing that as you are partakers of the sufferings, so shall you be also the consolation. For we would not, brethren, have you ignorant of our trouble which came to us in Asia, that we were pressed out of measure, above strength, insomuch that we despaired even of life. But we had the sentence of death in ourselves, that we should not trust in ourselves, but in God, which raiseth the dead, who delivered us from so great a death, and doeth deliver, in whom we trust that He will yet deliver us. You can be seated. Paul was saying there that they were in Asia, and they were fighting, and they were warring, and they were having problems. And we all have problems, right? I know I do. We all do. And it seems like lately there's been a lot going on with sickness and things. Myself, 6 weeks I've been coughing stuff. Can't get over it. But anyhow, different issues going on. Brittany with kidney stones. Teresa, I think, lost her brother, didn't she?
Bobby did.
Bobby
For
did.
example.
Okay, I knew it was her. I didn't know if it was Teresa or Bobby. So things going on. A lot of problems and stuff. But anyhow, Paul and them was here, and he was saying we were pressed beyond measure, that our lives had come to a place, and they were working and trying to do the Lord's work. And but here they find themselves in difficulty, in trouble, and problems. And they said that they had got to the place that they had even despaired their own lives. You ever felt that way? It's like just in despair, man. It's like, I can't get out of this place. I know at times maybe we've all felt that. We felt that. It felt like it was hopeless. It felt like there was no way out. It felt like, man, here I am. I'm at the lowest point of my life. Now what am I going to do with it? And here Paul was saying, if we were there, Paul was there. As a Christian, he was there. And he was saying, hey, this is where I was at in my life. We had the sentence of death upon us, and we felt like we were going to die. The death sentence, man, that sounds bad, don't it? There's a lot of people that gets the death penalty, that gets the death sentence, and they follow through with that, and it's inflicted upon them, and no doubt that they deserve it. No doubt that they deserve it because of sin and wrongdoing. But Paul was saying here, it felt like the sentence of death was upon him. But he said, but we, as Christians, we don't trust in ourselves. When we find ourselves in trouble, we don't trust in our own ability. We don't trust in what we can do, but we trust in the one that's able to raise the dead, that's able to speak to darkness and bring it to light. We trust in the one that's able to look at the wind and the seas and say, peace, be still, and calm everything around us. Paul was saying, that's the man that we trust in. We trust in God. We trust in Jesus, who delivered us from so great a death, and doeth deliver. It's not just a one-time thing. When we get saved, we give our hearts to God, and problems come. Troubles come. And Paul was saying God delivered us back there, and He'll do it again. And He'll do it again. And not just again, but again and again and again and again and again. However many times we need it, God will do it again. And just got to trust Him. Got to walk with Him. Got to allow Him to lead us through this life and direct us. And I know I remember as a young Christian, I had dreams and I had hopes. And I remember, I thought, man alive, I want to do this, I want to do that. And my dreams would be crushed, and it seemed like they were being crushed over and over and over again. Every time I take a step forward, it felt like I got knocked back. And I'm like, God, I don't understand. I don't get it. Why am I going through this? Why am I facing that? I don't understand. And I'd pray and talk to God, and God would teach me through those situations. He'd say, I got some things you got to know before you can move forward. Got some learning to do. God would be there to help us. Sorry. But anyhow, pain would come. Hurt would come. And it's just like the world that we live in, the reason that sin is even here is because of Adam and Eve. When they took of the fruit in the garden, sin came in. That was not God's intention. It was not God's plan. But where He gives people choices, they choose what they do. And there is a repercussion of our sins. When we sin, there is a repercussion. I know that sometimes we look and we're like, man, their life seems to be okay. Their life seems to be going all right, but the reality is it's not. When sin's involved, they may seem to be doing okay for a little while or for a space of time, but the reality is there is going to be a day of judgment, and they're going to stand before God, and God will give a just punishment for the deeds that we've committed in our body, the things that we've done if we've not been born again. But if we've been born again and we've been washed in His blood by saying, Jesus, forgive me. He died. He shed His blood on the cross of Calvary so that we could be saved. Amen. And we can go to Him. And He'll deliver us from ourselves. That's probably the greatest thing that we need to be delivered from. God can pull us out of situations and help us. God can change things in our life. But the greatest thing that we deal with is the person that we look at in the mirror. We get up, we walk to the bathroom in the mornings, and we start to get ready. And that's the person that we're going to deal with the most. There's going to be attitudes that come out of that person. There's going to be things that rise up. There's going to be temptations. There's going to be struggles. And there's going to be problems that rise up in the man in the mirror, the woman in the mirror. And it'll be our greatest threat to our Christianity. It's the greatest threat to the Spirit of God that's dwelling within us. That's why the Bible tells us that we've got to die to ourselves and live unto God. Now Isaiah chapter 40 says this, Hast thou not known, hast thou not heard that the everlasting God, the Lord, the Creator of the ends of the earth, He fainteth not, and neither is weary. There is no searching of His understanding. He giveth power to the faint, and to them that have no might He increaseth their strength. Think about that. We're dealing with ourselves, we're dealing with others, we're dealing with all kinds of stuff in life and everything going on. We're busy, there's so much in life that we got to deal with. Would you agree with that? There's so much in life that we got to deal with. But did you not know that doesn't stress God out? God doesn't fall apart when we get busy. He doesn't lose His ability to control situations or to control our life if we just trust in Him. In that 30th verse in Isaiah 40, it says, Even the youth shall faint and be weary, and the young men shall utterly fall. But they, you and I, if we will, but they that wait upon the Lord, they shall renew their strength, and they shall mount up as wings as eagles. Right there, I'm going to stop right there for just a moment. If we'll wait upon the Lord, I know, look, we've been going through some stuff. We've been struggling. We've been fighting and warring and battling. But we just got to wait upon God and begin to wait upon Him and say, God, if I've got to walk through it, I'll walk through it. But I'm going to walk through it with You. And You're going to lead me through. I don't have to trust in no man or no woman. But I can just trust in You, God, and You'll lead me through. When we walk through deep darkness and great trials and tribulations and problems that come our way when Jesus is leading us through, that no matter what comes, no matter what goes, when Jesus is leading us, we're going to come out on the other side a winner. We're going to come out victorious because of who He is. I found that we can have victory in Jesus right in the midst of our storms. In the midst of our problems, we can have struggles. In the midst of things that we got going on in our life, we can find victory because of Jesus. I remember I went and, y'all remember Brother Lane Clark? When he was dying with cancer, I went over and seen him, talked to him. Here he was, sick, cancer, eating him up. He's encouraging me. Him up maybe in his 80s, somewhere around there. I remember praying for him. God, heal him, if you will, but if you don't, heal him. Just help his mind. Help him to keep his mind focused upon you. And that's like the greatest thing. And that was one of the things, he's basically talking about. The hardest thing when you're going through stuff is keeping our mind right. And staying focused and doing things God's way. It can be difficult, but it can be done. Now, I heard Greg Atkins preach this scripture. I'm going to finish where I